Now, in the previous video, we have quickly reviewed indefinite integrals. Integration was supposed to be some kind of inverse operation to differentiation, and more precisely, when we differentiate a function, we get its derivative, whereas when we integrate a function, we get its antiderivatives. And there are a whole bunch of them. Now, all of this sounds very abstract. Furthermore, what we just talked about are indefinite integrals, but you've also heard that there are definite integrals. So what the hell are they? You must have also heard that integration has something to do with computing area, right? So how are all of these things related? In the coming videos, we're gonna give you a feel for how all of these concepts are related by examining the specific example of the case of velocity versus position. This will lead to the climax of this chapter, namely the fundamental theorems of calculus. Now, since this ultimately is about the relationship between differentiation and integration, we will need to quickly review the concept of derivative and how that's related to slopes in order to build up to its connection to integration. Alright, so we're gonna introduce definite integral and fundamental theorem of calculus via the concrete problem of position versus velocity. Now, most of you have used some form of fitness tracker, right? From your GPS data, most fitness tracker will be able to compute your velocity. But you could probably do that yourself, right? If you know your location at every moment, you could definitely compute your velocity. Computing velocity from position corresponds to the problem of differentiation, whereas going the other way around, computing the location from velocity corresponds to integration. Let us start first with the problem of finding velocity, not in terms of minute per mile, but rather miles per hour. Through that, we can quickly review the notion of derivative and how that's related to slope. For simplicity, let's suppose that you're just running on a straight line, so that the GPS data is just gonna be given by a single coordinate, and we'll view that as a function of time. Now, even more concretely, suppose for some particular reason you are running north on State Street. Then to know your location at any point in time, we just need one number, namely how far north you are at that point in time. So your location in time can be viewed as a function st, where saying that S7 is 1200 would mean that at 7 AM you are exactly at 1200 north on State Street. Now, if you indeed have such data, how do you figure out your velocity?